Welcome to the Thursday, October 20th, 2022 regular meeting of the Board of Education of Mahopac Central School District. May I get a motion to open the meeting, please?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Let's please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome everybody to the October meeting. We're going to jump right into the agenda, and I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Christine Tona.
Thank you, President DeLullo. Welcome everyone to our board meeting. Thank you for joining us. So tonight I'd like to welcome Dr. James Ryan, District Superintendent of Putnam Northwest Chester BOCES, and his colleagues who are here, who will represent Mahopac student David Cespedes as a student of distinction. Dr. Ryan.
Melody, appreciate that. Christine, thank you for that warm introduction. It's a delight for us to join you this evening. We have done the Student of Distinction Awards monthly for many years. For the last couple, we've done them virtually, but we've now reinstituted the in-person, and we're delighted to be here in the Mahopac Central School District to recognize one of your own. First, a few comments about Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES and our relationship with Mahopac. We've had a long-standing relationship with the district. We provide high-quality special education services clearly, as you well know, and we'll talk about that a bit tonight. We also have dozens of students from the high school that attend our Career and Technical Education Center. And most recently, my work with you in the superintendent search and bringing Ms. Tona to the district was a highlight of our relationship, and it was a really great thing for me to connect with you and to find you such an outstanding leader. So again, source of great pride for us as a regional service agency. I'm joined here tonight by several members of our staff, and first and foremost, I'd like to introduce our board president, Richard Krebs, who is with us. Rick. We also have members of our Special Education Division, our director, Dr. Nicole Janexi, Supervisor Chilla Mate, and the principal of our Pines Ridge School, and we're really great to introduce Elena Parisi. Tonight we're here to talk about a really special young man and the opportunity for us to share with you information about his growth and development and success in his time with us is really a great source of pride. And I'm going to read the Student of Distinction Award, and I'm going to ask Superintendent Tona and Board President Krebs to join me in making a presentation jointly to David Cespedes. This is a certificate of award to David Cespedes in recognition for his outstanding leadership skills, academic progress, and community spirit. David is such a source of great pride for us. He has been really a source of inspiration for us since he's been in our program for the past 3 years or so. I know it's been at least 3, and it's always great to see his enthusiasm but more importantly, his personal growth in his relationship with our staff and his peers within our program. And we're just so proud to be able to serve his family, to serve David's needs, and to serve the needs of the Mahopac Central Schools. So again, with great pride, the certificate to David. I'll give that to Mr. Krebs, and he'll present it to David. And Ms. Tona, if you would present the medal to David, that would be appreciated. You're gonna have to unwrap it a bit. And while we're doing that, I'm going to ask Ms. Parisi to come in and read the statement of recognition for David here this evening. Eleni?
David Cespedes' accomplishments and enthusiasm for learning are impressive. According to his teacher, Janine Hillenberger, David comes to class prepared and ready to learn. Every Monday, he shares his weekend events on the Pictello app on his iPad. Everyone enjoys hearing about his exciting weekend activities, and David also enjoys listening and looking at his friends' weekend pictures. David has a joyful demeanor, Ms. Hillenberger says. He enters the classroom each day with a contagious smile and often reaches out towards classroom staff and peers to express affection and interest. He thoroughly enjoys interacting with others and has formed consistent relationships in the classroom. He always succeeds in making those around him smile. David is interested and motivated during musical-based activities such as morning meeting. He often moves to the beat of his favorite songs. David has made great progress in literacy and math. He demonstrates school spirit as he comes dressed for special events and completes projects. He enjoys participating in PE class, art, music, library, and visiting the multisensory environment. David is a hard worker who is eager to greet his friends every morning and often reaches out to them. He enjoys new experiences and is open to engaging in them. He is an obvious choice for students of distinction, and we are so proud of him.
Congratulations to David and his family for this incredible honor. And thank you to Dr. Ryan and PNW BOCES Board President Krebs and the faculty members here for joining us. Thank you. So every October, school boards across the state of New York are honored for their service to the school districts in which they serve. And here in Mahopac, we are fortunate to have these 8 individuals, to my left and to my right, as our school board trustees. Over the past several months, I've been so impressed with their dedication to the Mahopac community, especially their dedication to our students. Their countless hours, and I mean countless hours, of service as volunteers create the educational vision for our school district. Every decision is made with a focus on providing the best education and opportunities for our students. It is truly my pleasure to work with each and every one of them. Thank you. To show our appreciation, on behalf of the entire Mahopac Central School District, please accept the gifts in front of you, or behind you, wherever you put them, and wear them proudly. And tonight, to honor you, our Board of Education, please welcome music teacher Evan McGregor and the Sinfonietta Band. So thank you, Mr. McGregor and the students behind me for taking the time out of their busy schedules to join us this evening. It truly is a testament to the talent that exists in this school district and the programs that are supported by this Board of Education. Thank you all. So next, I would like to invite Austin Road Principal Brian Gilligan to the podium to say a few words on behalf of the Association of Mahopac Administrators.
Thank you, Superintendent Tona, Board President DeLullo, Assistant Superintendents, and Board of Trustees. It is my honor tonight to speak on behalf of the Mahopac administrators to share our gratitude for the work of the school board. We are fortunate to have such a dedicated group of people leading our district. The countless hours you devote after working a full day, trying to sneak in a quick bite to eat, and quickly saying hello and bye to your family members before heading off to a committee meeting, work session, or a board meeting does not go unnoticed. We know that representing the community voice can be a 24/7 job, as you receive feedback and input via email, phone calls, the ball field, or the grocery store. It takes a special ability to take various perspectives from different constituents to set a vision for the school district, which you do each and every year. As administrators, that vision you develop with the superintendent helps guide us in setting goals for our buildings. We'd also like to thank you for supporting many important educational initiatives over these past couple of years. For example, your adoption of the TC Readers and Writers Workshop model was supported by purchasing of classroom libraries, materials, and professional development. This has enriched the learning experiences of our students and ensured that our teachers were fully supported. This commitment started in the year of 2019 and 20 for our kindergarten and first grade students and has continued over the last 3 years, adding 2 grade levels at a time. Now it has been rolled out at our middle school. This vision and commitment over multiple years is not always seen with every school board. Thank you again for your devotion to our students and children. Finally, as a sign of our appreciation for your dedication and leadership of our school district, the AMA has made a donation on behalf of the Mahopac School Board to the American Cancer Society. We look forward to our continued partnership moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. Gilligan. And I know our co-presidents of the Mahopac Teachers Association were hoping to get here in time. They had another meeting prior to this one, but they did provide me with some remarks to read on their behalf. On behalf of the Mahopac Teachers Association, we would like to thank the Board of Education for their tremendous dedication to the Mahopac students and staff. We are grateful and recognize the endless hours that you devote to the Mahopac community, and we look forward to our continued partnership ensuring the success of the Mahopac student body. Thank you.
Thank you. I think what's next, thank you very much. I thought that music was terrific. I think we should have them back every month. I think that was terrific, definitely. Good feeling. The next is the Mahopac Students Against Cancer. Are we gonna call them up?
Yeah, sure. So we have a student group, Mahopac Students Against Cancer, with their advisor, Lisa Manganelli, and the president of the club, Jack Edwards. So if you'd like to come forward to the podium.
We're ready.
You're already here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us tonight. I had the pleasure of working with the students who started this club last year. And They did such a fabulous job, and we're looking forward to a great productive year. And I am so proud to introduce to you Jack Edwards, who will tell you a little bit more about the club. Oh, and good health to everybody. We wish you good health, and please know it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So as Ms. Manganelli so kindly stated, I am the current president of the preliminary club Mahopac Students Against Cancer. I had the pleasure of working under our co-advisors, Ms. Manganelli and Mr. Nappy, as well as our former president, Sarah Scheckman, this previous year. So first and foremost, I just want to clarify some of the objectives of our club. The first being establishing a communal environment where students can share the effects of cancer within their own lives. Partnered with our numerous fundraisers, including our previous Pie a Teacher Day and our partnership with Relay for Life, where we have contributed numerous monetary donations for cancer research and prevention. And lastly, we want to prioritize community involvement, being that cancer is so, the ripples of cancer are so heavily felt within the general public of Mahopac. So we have included a few pictures from our previous events, including our Relay for Life kickoff, the Pie a Teacher in the Face Day, where we actually had some of our administrators, including Mr. Calabro and I believe Dr. Lawrence involved, which was really great, and it was a very effective fundraiser. And then we also did have a bake sale, which was very successful, and probably the most notable, Relay for Life. We do have a partnership with Relay for Life where we do have a designated time slot at a tent, and we sponsored a boxcar race to give young children some fun at the events. And we raised over $500 in donations to Relay. And so lastly, just some of our upcoming projects. We are going to be going under officer elections just to continue the legacy of Mahopac Students Against Cancer, being that a large population of our student basis is upperclassmen, so we really do want to be getting everybody involved because it is a rather dense topic, but we would enjoy to get some underclassmen involved. We do have a few fundraising events coming up, being that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We are going to be doing an event before the end of October. And then as you guys can look forward to, we have Relay for Life and then Pie a Teacher Day coming up. So just stay tuned for some of our upcoming events. That's it.
Thank you very much, Jack. Just before we continue, I just want to thank everybody for the nice words for the board. Does anyone want to say anything? I'll just maybe speak on it. It is work, but it's work that we love, and we're happy to do it. My joke is this is the best non-paying job I've ever had, and I just relish the hope that we can continue to move Mahopac to the next level. So now with that, we have some business to attend to. Well, there's no comments on the agenda, I don't think. Okay. We're going to go through the finance reports. So can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report for July 2022?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to accept the budget transfers for July 2022. Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept the appropriation status report for July 2022.
So moved.
Second, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept the warrants for July 2022.
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I think this is finally the motion to accept the revenue status report for July 2022.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. I just want to encourage the public to look at these reports. This is this is the everyday transactions of our district. Everything is here. We're playing a little bit of catch up, but in terms of openness and giving everybody a way or reports to see what's happening in the district, these are very good reports. And if anybody has any questions, just let us know. Okay, with that, I'm going to turn it over to our esteemed Superintendent Tona.
Thank you again, President Tallulo. So we have some congratulations in order. First to Mahopac High School senior Megan Bloomer, whose science research paper was published in the Journal of Emerging Investigators. The science research program at the high school is still accepting 10th grade students. Those interested should contact Ms. Stevens at the high school. We're very proud of the science research program and our students, especially Megan, on this wonderful achievement. Congratulations to Brett Bergeson and Isabella Valle from the high school. Brett has been named a commended student by the National Merit Scholarship Program, and Isabella received the National Hispanic Recognition Award from the College Board. So congratulations to those students as well. And our elementary students participated in the annual cross-country meet this past Tuesday, and some of the students will continue on to the annual 5K race that will take place next Wednesday, October 26th, at FDR Park in Yorktown at 10 a.m. Congratulations. So playoff season is upon us. Today, our boys soccer team had a 5 o'clock playoff game. I'm not sure if that has concluded. Do we have any outcome there? They won. Congratulations. So they'll be moving on to the next round. Tomorrow, girls soccer and girls field hockey are scheduled to play in the playoffs. Tomorrow evening is the final football game of the season for our varsity football players. They'll be at Clarkstown, so that will help determine their next steps. Volleyball, they have a game this weekend, and playoffs will begin next week, so we'll find out soon. And best of luck to all of our student athletes who are in the playoffs for the fall season, and go Pack! So capital project update. The new turf field at the middle school will be complete in early November. That turf was being delivered this week, possibly laid by the end of this week or early next week. We're waiting on a new expansion tank at the fall school in our boiler room that will provide permanent heat. We have a temporary heating system working well because it's been needed the past few days. The foundation for the elevator at Fulmer Road was scheduled to take place this week, so that's progressing. Library work at Austin Road and Fulmer Road is also progressing. I happened to stop by Austin Road today, so I saw the changes from about a month ago when it was quite a big empty cavern. So now there's some infrastructure work going in there. The security vestibule at Austin Road, which is news to Mr. Gilligan probably, that's scheduled to begin during the December break. And finishing touches for the interior will take place over the 2 or 3 weeks when we return from the December break, but it'll be done in after school hours. And access through the front door will still be available during that process. And finally, the water system upgrade here on this campus for the district has been a slow going process. I've shared with the community that the water was being tested. That was a while ago. That's still underway. And another consultant has come into the district to help balance the chemicals in the water so that all of the restrictions can be lifted, and hopefully everything will be rectified within the next few weeks. So I hope that everyone is enjoying the fall activities. There are so many around our beautiful community, and I wish our students and families a happy and safe Halloween.
All right. So I echo that. Safety, fun, and please be alert as well. So I'm going to continue now with the board committee reports. So as you folks know, there is a meeting on Tuesday, which is our working session, which is recorded. You can attend, and we typically have that in the PD room at the Falls. But we also have board committee reports, and last week we were extremely busy. We have four committees. So what I'm going to do now is ask the committee chairs to give the minutes for these meetings, if applicable. So the HR, there may not be minutes because of the confidentiality nature of the discussions there, but those minutes will be posted onto the website so you can see the minutes of what actually happened. And again, I encourage people to read that because this is the activity, this is the work that we do every month. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Trustee Jonathan Snyder to give us the Finance Committee report. Hey, John?
Sure, thank you. This is the minutes for the Finance Committee on the October 12, 2022 meeting. We had convened at 6 p.m. at the Central School District office. The members that were present were myself as committee chair, Trustee Musafra, Trustee Savino, and President DeLullo, as well as Superintendent Tona and Interim Assistant Superintendent of Business, Howe. We also had Jeffrey Shaver, CPA, the outside external auditor, who was representing as a partner of PRK O'Connors Davies, which was our external auditing firm. That was the first item on our agenda where we reviewed the independent accounting firm that was retained for the annual audit to review the district's financial statements and procedures as well as procurement policy as ensure the overall operations of the district were in compliance with the generally accepted principles. We are expecting a finalized report of that within a week, and once it is received, we will be having that approved. The report needs to be filed with the Federal Clearinghouse as well as the State Comptroller and the New York State Department of Ed. It will also be furnished on our website so that it is available for the public review. All in all, in the draft form right now, it shows a favorable variance, which means that we will be able to add funds to our reserves that we've allocated previously, as well as increasing our general fund. And once we do have the finalized audit, we will go over those details with the public as well. In addition, we reviewed the claims audits that were just presented. They were brought forth to the board, as well as the warrants of July and the July treasurer's reports. We had addressed the draft budget calendar, where Superintendent Tona had addressed the committee and reviewed the drafted timeline for the budget meetings, for which we had all accepted and approved the timeline. Looking forward to more discussion on that coming forward. And Superintendent Tona did make statement that she will be readily available to the public during the process at multiple occasions, so feel free. Any of the upcoming meetings that we have for sitting with Superintendent Tona, she'll be very open and receptive and give out any pertinent information at the time. We updated our previous meeting in relation to the action items that we had. We had updated the webpage to reflect the new committee mission, and as well as included minutes from the last meeting. We were very pleased with the reports that were forwarded by Interim Superintendent of Business Howe at the time. We had reached out to New York State Office of Real Property Tax Service Representative John Wollum, who was very receptive to the idea of coming to some public meetings to discuss the assessment with the district, and we are working as well in the future with Edie McCarthy as a representative to help to distribute more information for the public as we go through our budgets to help better understand the complexities of the process. Additional reporting has been requested, and we will be providing that at future meetings, so we'll be able to have year-to-date budget reports where we'll be able to compare what our actual expenses are to our budgeted final numbers. Additionally, and finally, we had addressed a proposition that was brought forth by the veteran community in relation to veteran exemption limitations. We discussed the request for the increase for the veteran combat and disabled limitation to match that of the town of Carmel and Putnam County as well. The district will be reaching out to council to discover what all of our options are, and at that point we will be bringing it forward hopefully in the next couple to few months, so the public will be able to get more information and will be able to go through the options that are available for the board to make a decision, if any. For the next meeting agenda, we would be reviewing veteran exemption specifications and spreadsheets that were forwarded off today. We had received that information from the Town of Carmel assessor with updated numbers earlier, and we will be discussing that as well as proposing the forwarding of that to the entire board for discussion. Our next committee meeting is going to be on Thursday, November 10th at 6 p.m. at the Fall School, and again, these meetings are open to the public. We would only go into executive session for anything that would be considered executive privileged information, but the vast majority of what we discuss is all open to the public, so if you are interested in learning more about the finances of the district, please come out again Thursday, November 10th, 6 p.m. at the Fall School. That concludes the report for the Finance Committee for the meeting of October 12th, 2022.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was a complete and thorough report, and I feel like if you weren't there, you were just there because he just went through everything. Thanks very much. Okay, so
Stand
next.
corrected. We're gonna update the minutes, and we're gonna meet at the fall school. Thank you. District office? I said the fall school. We're meeting at the district office.
There you go. All right.
I blame it on the chair there. Guy doesn't know what he's doing.
No, you're doing a great job. Thank you. Okay, so next is the Facilities Committee. We have quite a bit of work going on. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Trustee David for follow-up.
Thank you, Ben. So we met on the 11th of November. From the board was the President Ben DeLulo, Fernando Martinez, myself, and Adam Savino, Vice President Adam. We didn't do a whole lot of business. We just kind of toured the schools, which was kind of nice. We all got to kind of see we started at the high school, we went over to the middle school, and we looked at the fall school, really with the intent to see where we're going to go from here. Not so much to really look at the capital projects and those kind of things, but really kind of see what the next steps are and see some of the things that we can do internally. So it was really a nice way to gather some information firsthand and really kind of see what's going on. And moved to the elementary schools in December. We meet in December. We're getting there. It's a long, slow process. Should we introduce our Director of Facilities part of this? Or we'll have to start. We'll do the next thing. So we'll meet in December and we'll move on from there.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Okay, great. Yeah, it was actually very nice. We got to see, we jumped from building to building, and thanks to John who took us around with one of the contractors as well. All right, so next is our Policy Committee. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Senior Trustee Lucy Masafra. Lucy?
Good evening, everyone. The Policy Committee, we met on October 13th. Present was myself, Trustee Ben DeLulo, Tana McCracken, Superintendent Christine Tona, Assistant Superintendent Michael Trombley, and our District Clerk Melody LaRocca. We met at the district office approximately 6 o'clock in the evening. At the time, I welcomed all the members of the Policy Committee. We had quite a few new members this year. We reviewed our last meeting, which occurred on April 26th, where we talked about board protocols, and we, at that time, were discussing how book selections would be done for our schools. We moved on to board docs, which is what we use in the district for our meetings, and we are pulling our policies in there so that they can be easily searched by anyone in the community, which is a great achievement and very much needed. Along that, we would have our NISBA updates would automatically occur there, and along with Christine Tona and with Melody, they would make sure the policies would get updated accordingly and then come to the Policy Committee. We also talked about the use of gender bathrooms we discussed, and bringing in policies regarding how board members, when they want something discussed, what would be the protocol. We discussed that would come to the Policy Committee member, the chair, and then that would go on to the rest of the committee. Our next meeting is on December the 15th at 5 p.m. at the district office. And we will be discussing past archive versions of current active policies. And we'll also be discussing required policies will be brought to the next meeting. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Okay, so next is our HR, the Human Resource Committee. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Vice President Adam Savino.
Good evening, everyone. The HR committee met on the 11th of this month at 6:15 at the fall school. Much of what we discussed is on tonight's agenda. We moved on positions that were openings, vacancies that were filled, so on and so forth. The Director of Facilities position that was open, and which hopefully we'll be discussing later. And that's the summary of it. Again, as President DeLulo mentioned, human resources is confidential, so a lot of it cannot be discussed in public. But the fruits of the meeting and the movement in the district is on the agenda for tonight. So with that, I'll turn it back to President DeLulo. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. So you can see that we're quite busy with these committee meetings, and again, we I know it's tough, it's tough to come to these meetings, but we welcome the public to come and to participate, well, not participate, but to attend as well. All right, so at this point, I'm going to, Lucy mentioned NYSBA. So that is an association. It's the New York State School Boards Association. And as an association, they have areas in New York State. And our area is Area 10, which includes, I think, up to upper North Rockland, all the way down to some of the mid-Westchester and possibly lower Westchester. I apologize, I don't know, but it's a pretty large region. And every year, we get to elect a new representative. So as a board, we get one vote, and usually it's one person running, so I've never experienced this, so this doesn't happen. So what we're gonna do tonight, there were two candidates. The details should be in the agenda, and the two candidates, and we're gonna do a roll call, everybody, so just heads up. So the first candidate, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, it's Cheryl Brady. She's from White Plains. She is a board member, and she has she's a master's degree from Purchase College and a master's and PhD in mathematics from Cornell. She's been an active member of White Plains School and Greater Community, and what she's going to do is be a representative of all these different districts in these NYSBA meetings, in these New York State meetings. Second candidate is Debbie Gatti. She's from North Rockland, the board. She was board in 2005. She previously worked 13 years as a village clerk for the village of Haverstraw, former president of the Haverstraw Stony Point School Board. She serves currently as the Rockland BOCES Board and the Rockland County School Board. So they're very, a lot of credentials for these two candidates. I'm going to, if it's okay with the clerk, I'm going to give my recommendation, if that's okay, and then we can do a roll call, or do you rather just do a roll call?
Yeah, do the first one.
All right, so I'll do the first one. So based on this, I think they're both extremely qualified. I think my vote would be for Cheryl Brady. She's a little closer to us. She would kind of know, I would imagine she would know some of the same issues that we're dealing with. And nothing against Ms. Gatti, but my vote would be for Ms. Brady.
Trustee Savino?
I would also support Ms. Brady.
Trustee Masafra?
I also support Cheryl Brady.
Trustee Fafaro?
Ms. Brady.
Trustee McCracken?
I agree with the president on representation. She served as a liaison to the Westchester Putnam School Boards Association, so she's familiar with our area, and I think that's important when we're talking about representation. So I'm also going to vote for Ms. Brady.
Trustee Norton?
Cheryl Brady.
Trustee Martinez?
Cheryl Brady.
Trustee Schneider?
Cheryl Brady.
Cheryl Brady.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right, now we're in this part, I'm going to motion to accept the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a mechanism to approve a number of routine and not so routine. There's appointments in here. So again, I really strongly suggest that recommend that the public read these as closely as possible, because the business of the district is here. Okay, so can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
All right, I don't know who got that first. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you very much. Included in the consent agenda is the appointment of Timothy Walsh for Director of Facilities, which is a huge job, and he is here tonight, and we want to congratulate him on this new appointment, and thank him for joining our team. Well, we welcome you to the team. And I'm not exactly sure when you're starting, but you're gonna have your hands full. So I would welcome you. Congratulations. Tim is in charge of all the facilities, and he's got a big job in his hands, but we know that he's more than capable of doing it, and we thank him for joining our team. All right, at this point, before we get to residents' comments, we're going to do a little public service announcement. I'm going to turn it over to Trustee McCracken for some, go ahead, go over to Trustee McCracken.
Thank you, President DeLullo. So this is the last time we'll be seeing you all at a school board meeting prior to the election this year. We have the 2022 midterm elections, and I think it's important for us as a community to get out to vote regardless of who you're voting for. It's critical. These are the elections that matter. So many times we look at the presidential election like that is the only election that matters in this country. That is not true. This year, our state senator is up for re-election, state assembly member, our congressional representative that goes to DC and votes on all those federal bills that go to the president's desk is up for re-election. The governor race is happening this year, all the way down the ballot in statewide elections, all the way down to county legislature races that are local. It's important that you get out to vote. It's our constitutional right, it's our constitutional duty that generations of Americans have fought and died over for us to have. And I think the least we can do is get out there. Election day is November 8th, and then also early voting starts October 29th. That's a Saturday, and if you look up on the Board of Elections website, you can see where the early voting polling site is. We've sat here at board meetings for the past 2 years. We've talked about the powers that be, for better or for worse, how we've been affected by state and federal policies. Well, this is it. This is your 2-year referendum to voice your voice on what has affected us at the state, federal, and local level. So please get out to vote and tell a friend, family, and neighbor to also vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McCracken. I just want to echo very quickly, there are often times where we are not in control as a school board, as a school district, because there are rules that are given to us. So here's an opportunity. I'm just echoing what Mr. McCracken just said, the opportunity to affect change or continue to support the people that will support us. So it's important. And then I know it's early because it's next year, but it's incredibly important to come out and vote in the budget, meet in the budget. It's incredibly important. That directly affects us. So I know it's only October and we're doing the election in May, but we're going to start the budget process a little sooner. So thank you, Trustee McCracken. All right, no problem. All right, with that, we're going to go to residents' comments. So do we have any?
We have one, Katie Bellantoni.
Okay, Katie. Yes.
I didn't sign up, but can I say something?
You're going to be nice? Yes.
He's allowed to.
Yes.
He's allowed to.
He's allowed to?
Be a policy, yeah.
Oh, Ed. Oh, all right. Ed. All right. I'm sorry, I can't see you. That's the big thing.
I think it is, yes. Okay. Can you hear me?
Hi, my name is Kate Bellantoni, and I just had some comments about the decision that is likely to be made on the 2 books spoken about in this past week's work session, specifically The Hate U Give and it being allowed to stay in the middle school. For 10 years, I worked for News Corporation, the parent company of HarperCollins Publishers. I saw thoroughly how the company was set up and how the departments were staffed and how that staff had their dedicated roles. My concern is that our school district is now about to take a stance that they know more than these corporations whose sole job is to research things such as recommended reader age. In my opinion, it is a black and white matter. If the publisher doesn't recommend it for the middle school, then the board shouldn't either. I read this book and all the books in their entirety. The Hate U Give had a lot of teachable points. I liked the book. Unfortunately, I was distracted from the theme by the obscene amount of vulgarity used by the author. I will be sure to censor myself because last year when I spoke about a book, it was edited and removed from the film because, surprise, surprise, it was inappropriate. But the same thing that I told the book committee. If a student is walking around the hallways saying F this, F that, or F-bombs are dropped all the time in classroom discussion, I would sure hope that a staff would shut it down and say it's not appropriate. Because last I checked, school is a place to remain poised and respectful. When it comes to this book, it has almost 100 uses of the F word, over 200 uses of SHIT, along with many others. And that's okay for middle schoolers. Not to mention that the theme is for a mature reader, one that can process that although there are bad cops, not all cops are bad. I understand that it is now recommended that the book be placed in a young adult section, which requires permission to be taken out. I don't know whether this section has always existed or whether this is a new thing, but why have this section? What is such the urgency that these books must be accessible to children underneath the publisher's recommended age? What is the harm in just waiting one more year until they're at the high school level? It's scary. It seems that we're constantly pushing things onto children at a younger and younger and younger age. What's the motive here and why? And why do we have to do this here in Mahopac?
Thank you. Ed, you want to come up?
I can do it from here.
No, we got to hear you. You got to be on.
It's just I want to commend Rollins, but I
Oh,
wasn't.
well, definitely come over here. We want to get it on. We want to get it on tape.
Not good at this, but on behalf of us, Ron, well, we'll be dealing a lot because we're in charge of the groundskeepers and the custodians and maintenance guys. But we got that. Thank you for the hard work that you guys put in. It's a thankless job, so you guys should all be commended on the work that you do. I know you don't get too much of this. Accommodations or what word I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but you deserve all the credit in the world. So on behalf of us, Ron, thank you for everything that you do for this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody else want to say something nice? No, all right. I'm just kidding. Okay, so with that, that concludes the meeting. With that, we're going to go into an executive to discuss personnel matter, a legal matter, excuse me. And with that, I'm going to ask for a motion to go into executive to just, oh, sorry, I should have read it. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Safe Halloween and enjoy the coming fall, okay, the fall weather. All right, I really appreciate all the attendance. Thank you so much.